you can see people waiting when you're on the screen to go do your video. I never knew that before. So, before we get started, if anybody wants to be able to donate or make a purchase, you can find my Cash App and PayPal in the description box below and my Amazon wishlist. Just throw your question down below, send payment, throw your question down below, and then I will answer your question between the rest of the reading. Thank you guys so much for whatever support you send this way, whether it be liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, making purchases or donations. All that stuff really helps me out, you guys. I appreciate it so much. And today we are going to be talking about love with the collective. So, we have a U-Haul, Heaven Sent, Vibes Rising, Chains Breaking, Fertility and Growth, and, you know, things that you didn't think were real, because how many people think a jackrabbit is real, but they live in Nevada? Most people think that's a mythological thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which way now? Got a thing for you. One step at a time. What you won't do for love. That's a good song too. We got a little money bag. And pouring some emotion over all that passion. Truth hurts, lies do too. Tell the truth. And then we got a nice winning hand here, because how often are you not going to win with 4 aces in your hand? And a king. New beginning in all areas. Truths coming to the surface. The computer. I face my shadows and find the light. Thank you. Spindwin and Mr. Sun. Now I feel like I gotta get a few more, because that whole line is empty except for that sun. Consenting adults are consenting adults, guys. You want to be my lover. Blessings come from angels. Wanna be my lover, wanna be my lover. Ah, yeah, wanna be my lover. I still remember the fucking Now commercials for that in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's amazing how long Now has been out. So, the truth hurts, but lies do too. And oftentimes lies hurt far worse. I'll say this much. That's one of the things that probably upsets me the most when it comes to a situation is lies, but that's because I'm extremely honest. So when you're extremely honest with people, kind of sucks when they didn't feel like they could be honest with you. Over here, it kind of makes me feel like love or money kind of thing. Which one is more important to you? Which one is more of a priority to you? It may be time for you guys to check into your emotions a bit more. Because the more that you're able to tap into your emotions and the more that you're able to express those emotions, the more you're going to be able to see clearly. Which is a funny thing to think of, because most people would tell you, if you're looking at things emotionally, you're not thinking very clearly. But technically, if you're feeling and expressing your emotions, that clears your mind quite a bit to where you're actually able to think clearly. So these chains that you're breaking may feel extremely heavy or like a very large burden. Just take it one step at a time. Because each step that you climb up, you get a higher perspective and a new understanding of what's been going on and what the truth is in certain situations as well. You're freeing yourself more every day to be able to take that leap of faith. As soon as he gets to the top of these stairs here, there's going to be like this cliff on the other side where he has to jump off. You feel a lot more comfortable jumping off that cliff once you have been able to learn and grow on each step going up. Helps you to be able to just let go and allow things to be what they're going to be, instead of worrying about what might be or what could be or what has been. You're able to just be in the moment and enjoy each other's company. There could definitely be a gift coming in as well for someone here. There may be a very big age gap as well for a fair amount of you who are in this pile right now. If you guys do something online as well, then there could definitely be some form of money coming in from some sort of business that you've created. Or you may be like receiving internet orders if you do some sort of business that way. Maybe some of you have a physical business and have just started doing internet orders of some kind. And that's going to be growing. Whatever it is that you just started on that front is going to be growing. There may even be some sort of gifts coming in to say thank you for certain things or certain situations, maybe even for helping people to see what direction they needed to go. You might be in two minds about what direction you should go, whether you should move or not, or whether you should stay in the spot you're in for the moment. As you let go of the attachments to certain situations or things, and you allow things to just be what they are in the present moment, those things are going to become a lot more clear for you. At this moment, you might be feeling like you're breaking free from an older relative or something along those lines too, or maybe even just somebody that's older than you that you really look up to in some sort of way. Maybe some of you have dealt with some sort of codependency issues when it comes to parents or grandparents, or when it comes to certain living situations. But you're going to be seeing very clearly that you're quite capable of being able to build something of your own if you're wanting to at this time. Kind of like the prince or princess stepping up into that king or queen energy and taking over the kingdom. But you have to actually take that chance and take that risk in order to create that win in your life. I feel like it's going to end up being a very big win. Someone here might somebody may actually win a trip of some kind somewhere too. Someone could be spending a lot of time in nature or going on a camping trip. We went on a camping trip this weekend. That was nice. I figured after 4 months in a box, it's a great way to come out of that box by getting to be in the middle of the woods. You're definitely starting to vibrate a bit higher. You may have even met somebody who caused you to break some sort of rules that you normally wouldn't break as well. Those types of things are freeing you too. It's freeing you from past judgments of yourself or others. It's helping you to kind of see things from a new perspective and understand things from other people's shoes in certain ways. Things like that. The Knight of Cups. Ten of Swords. This Ten of Swords is like especially graphic here. Too. Blood dripping everywhere and somebody sharpening a blade and all kinds of, what are those things called that you throw to get a fish with? Harpoons. A whole bunch of harpoons stabbing him. Coming at him while he's underwater, drowning. Yeah, pretty rough seas there. All because of lies. Someone could have been quite the charmer. With all these big dreams and big imagination. They may have made up an entire backstory for themselves that has absolutely nothing to do with who they actually are. Those ones are always fun. But you're finally getting to a state where you're just at peace with it. And at the same time, you're feeling very torn in certain situations as well, undecided. You may be really kind of wanting the truth, kind of needing the truth almost to be at peace. And at the same time, you don't need that. Yes, it would be nice to have, but you don't need it. You already know the truth. So that's the transformative energy that's going on within you right now. You also may have multiple choices as well, and you're unsure about which choice might actually be something authentic. With the Moon, the Ace of Scythes, Seven of Stakes, and the Ace of Stakes. You know what's funny about that? I was actually just thinking about how dark Faith went and how they became like complete and total enemies. But then they came back together, and they came back together in this one where they were facing the first, one of the greatest evils that they had fought, and they needed pretty much everyone, which included the one that had betrayed them and stabbed them in the back and left them in that position, but she also kind of felt like they had done the same to her, and she had turned everything around and was fighting on the good side. Spent a lot of time doing it. but nobody really wanted to believe it or trust it, and then they had no choice but to trust it. And when they were pushed into that position, she was given that chance to be able to prove that even though she has that dark side, she has that light side too. I feel like the truth is getting ready to come out about the lies in the past. A lot of those things are getting ready to be uncovered and exposed. As the sun comes up, all the shadows recede and everything is made visible. At points, you could actually feel like you're almost shadow boxing with yourself in a way. There's a lot about your own shadows that are being exposed to you too. I feel like at the end of the day, you're going to make the choice to defend yourself and to stand your ground. And there's a lot of new perspectives and understandings that are coming to you at this time. There's a lot of new passion entering your life. New creativity and inspiration. Inspiration to express the truths you have inside yourself too. Or to express what's been going on in your life when others haven't been there to see it, or you may have moved away from a lot of people for a while. Hi Tori, nice to see you again. Hope you've been doing good. Elephant, starfish, and the black egg. So a lot of the truth is somebody could have been looking at certain situations from a very shallow perspective, not really delving into it very far. Somebody could have been looking at situations as an easy way to have that money or that comfort or that stability, or as a transaction of some kind. Or somebody could have just been looking at looks of a situation or looks of a person, and not really diving any deeper. But as they've gained a lot of wisdom and understanding of a situation, and as they've kind of grounded that passionate energy, there's been a transformation going on within them or within you about what it is that they want. For some reason, the ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching 3 by 3. Something about the little one in the tree. And they all go marching down to the ground. So, this person could be dealing with a lot of drama or chaos, or they could have been dealing with a lot of people that were just out to get them, or just with situations that seemed never ending, or you could have been dealing with that too, where it just seemed like it was the same thing over and over and over again. And And they may be starting to realize a bit more why now. Somebody definitely wants to express their truth now that they're seeing things from a different angle or a different perspective. They're wanting to express what was hidden and what was kept in the dark. They're also wanting to express the truth about their shadows because they know you've seen them anyway. And technically, that's what a deeper love involves. That shallow love is loving just what you see on the surface. But what's underneath isn't always the most perfect thing in the world. It's something deeper than that. Something that involves not just the pretty things, but the awful things that are hard to even look at times. Because each and every person has both of those aspects to them. Everyone has those skeletons in their closet, even if their closet's decorated to the point that you'd never expect to find one in there. Someone sees in the past the blessings that they denied or that they did not look at clearly. Blessings that they weren't so grateful for or accepting of. And the biggest reason why is because they weren't loving themselves. They were allowing a lot of things to go on in their life that were not respectful of them or their wishes. And probably you too, because I feel like there's a lot of mirroring going on between these people as well. Awesome, Tori. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, beautiful. So yeah, definitely somebody was turning their nose up at the offers that were coming their way. Not really seeing the value in them or the beauty of them. Somebody could have also been refusing help a lot as well. And not really realizing that subconsciously that's like telling the universe, I don't want help, I don't need help, leave me alone. When they're trying to give you a lot of blessings, you're not really receiving any blessings, and you're feeling like nobody's there to help and nobody cares and all that kind of shit, when honestly, in reality, you're the one telling them to go away when they're trying to care. Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you too. So, definitely a lot of good things coming. There's going to be a lot more stability coming in to your love life. A lot of the things that have been hidden are going to be being exposed one way or another, because the universe says that it is time for things to be exposed. And right now, everybody has the chance to be able to be the one to expose those things before others do. Maybe even something to do with certain funds that somebody accepted, or something along those lines could have something to do with it too. I am going to cool this down for a second. Speaking of sabotaging yourself, I could have got on here earlier today, and now my comments aren't ringing again. So we're going to do this in 2 parts again. That way I can read your question, Tori. So I'm going to close this out, and I will be back in